coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Oh, well, look who it is. It's you. Why, you? What are you doing here with me? I don't know. Hey, baby. When we evaluate tactics, strategies, and actions, the question we ask is, can we create more horizontal distribution of power or not? To our consciousness now, no matter what we can tell us what we do.
In such a way that others will feel entitled to do the same.
Oh, well, look who it is. It's you folks. It's that time again. Welcome back to another episode of the Griftcast IRL. I'll be your host. My name's Manuel Chavez III, or the Turd, depending on how you know me. And boy, oh boy, do we have a shitty ass show for you today, because remember, this is the best worst show on the internet, folks. No trying here, just doing and being like, you know, a normal ass person or whatever. So what's going on? Nice to see you, JR Riggs, and no one here yet, and whoever else is out there in the land that is otherwise known as the tube of the U or the kick or the rumble or wherever the hell you guys are at. We got Miss Hayes up in the house. Hello, Miss Hayes. Hopefully you're doing well today. I guess I'm doing all right. I mean, just been killing it up. How's it going, Blanche Flower over there on Kick? Nice to see you. Ooh, how you enjoying the Kick platform? Great place for you? I don't know, like it seems like it got hyped up, but I don't know. We just multi-stream anyway. Who cares? Yeah. So What have you guys been up to for the last couple of days? Watching the news? See what's going on? Haven't you noticed that it's been everything is the same as exactly as it always has been? Yeah, I noticed that too. It's been kind of a weird situation, guys. It's been kind of a weird last couple of days, I would have to say. I mean, I've been hearing a lot about earthquakes and volcanoes becoming active again, and people are ramping up these, I guess you would call them protests. Yeah, like, I don't know why it's happening, but it's happening, and, you know, I've just been kicking back, flying around in space, blowing people up, having a good all-ass time with me. How's it going to Jesse Josie out there in the chat? And what's going on, Triple Cloud? Always a pleasure to have you with us. I mean, that's all I've been doing, just flying around, blowing people up, Star Citizen and shit. Yeah, dude, my numbers are good. My numbers are looking good. 14% streamer death rate plus. I got like, I last 7 days, I'm at the top 69 kills, bro. 69 kills. And this dude tried to call me out and say they were fake. So I pulled up all my fucking recordings of all the kills I made, and I just started playing from them. And I was like, oh, there's one. There's another one. There's another one. Wow, man. Really? That was 60 kills that we just went through. I was like, shut the fuck up, you little cuck ass bitch. Oh, bullshit. It's the kind of shit that we got to deal with, though. We always got to deal with the haters and people that want to tell you how you're supposed to enjoy things in life and video games and everything else. But, I mean, I feel like we're just getting out all the fun while the fun can be had. Because, I mean, allegedly, we're all not going to have power and shit. We're going to be utilizing manual tools because, you know, the world's going to fall into disrepair and disorder because of some global catastrophe or war. I don't know. Wars and catastrophes are basically about the same thing. Yeah, it's all good, though. I do have some news links that have been pulled up over the last couple of days in the Discord that I wanted to talk about. And you bet your ass off that we're going to get our asses back onto the saddle again for the epic mediocrity, otherwise known as whatever this show is. So let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, let's get into it. I mean, it's not like news has been all that crazy. Oh, shit. I forgot that I have the HDR on. That's my bad. I forgot I got the HDR on. I got to turn that shit off. Wait, that's not the HDR button. There it is. Ah, yes. It looks good now. Yeah. Anyways. Woo! I guess the first thing that I saw that was a little bit stressing, maybe vexing, an unnamed source with access to an investigation has reported to us that fentanyl letters are received around the country with threatening messages all originated from a single point of entry in the USPS system in Portland, Oregon. What? Suspicious letters are being sent to election officials all over the country with like drugs in them? They're sending free drugs to election officials? They already get enough free shit. Why you gotta send them free drugs too? Fentanyl and crap. That's weird. But why is it coming out of Portland? It's like, who exists out in Portland? Isn't that where all them Antifa fucks were coming from and shit? Nah, can't be the same, right? Can't be like there's some sort of catastrophe already happening right now, and there's a bunch of groups and organizations that are getting all pissed off about the whole Israel thing and going for round 2, but it's going to be more nefarious this time. Damn, I hope you guys are ready for that shit, because it's coming up, bros. It's coming up. It's coming up. And, I mean, is it because of Trump or because of somebody else? I don't really know. I just figured it was weird that somebody was mailing around some drugs and it was allegedly tracked to Portland. Like, who in Portland is doing some weird shit? I don't know. Anyways, did you hear that Senator Marsha Blackburn has filed a subpoena for the Jeffrey Epstein flight logs? That's right. That senator, that's a Republican from Tennessee, announced that they have a set of subpoenas, one aimed at obtaining sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs. An announcement that came as Blackburn excoriated her Democratic colleagues for pushing subpoenas into the Supreme Court justices, including Clarence Thomas. I think it's very important we identify everybody that was on the plane and how many trips they took on that plane and the destinations to which they arrived, says Marsha Blackburn. And you know what? it's kind of funny because, Jeffrey Epstein allegedly didn't kill himself or whatever, and it's been a situation that hasn't really had any news yet. A day ago, we have Marsha Blackburn, of all people, asking for the flight logs, which last time I checked, didn't we already have the flight logs out there? Like, how do they not have access to Google so that they could just be like, Jeffrey Epstein flight logs, and then just look them up? Do they have to be like put into record in such a specific way or something like that? I must need to look that up to make sure that I can excoriate that, or how do you say in order to speed up said process where I could just start sending them all the shit that they need and just filing it up. I think that would work out pretty great because, it seems like these senators and shit like that have the ability to Google shit and find shit on their own because it's been out there for a while, but I guess they could just get the official records. Why don't they already have the access to the official records? So many fucking questions. Don't know. All I really do know is that it's been at least a few different years. And remember, we still haven't gone after anybody in that situation outside of Jeffrey Epstein and the madame that he was working with, right? Like, who else has gotten arrested? Have there been other people that have been charged, so on and so forth? There was the other guy with the private island. What is his name? Peter Nygard. Didn't he just get sentenced? Yeah, Peter Nygard just got sentenced himself for a whole lot of sexual assault, it seems, because, apparently he did it. Yeah, and even his son came out against him. That's right. Came out against it, but that's what they said. A Canadian jury found the fashion mogul Peter Nygard, the other weird fashion guy that also owned his own private island out there near the area where Jeffrey Epstein lived. Well, yes, a bunch of women came out against him with sexual charges, and 4 counts of sexual assault charges were found. But he was acquitted of a 5th account of forcible confinement, and that came down after a 6-week trial in Toronto, Canada. And that's for an 82-year-old dude named Peter Nygard. Like, the dude's old as shit. Seems like this is coming at the very tail ass end of his life, where he's basically going to be spending the rest of his time, I guess, allegedly in jail or some kind of jail hospice type situation, because there's no way that he's going to be able to keep himself up in Gen Pop or anything of that nature. But it's pretty interesting to me to think that over the last couple of days, guys like Peter Nygard have also had the same kind of association, I guess, to conspiracy as a guy like Epstein. Because if you don't remember, Jeffrey Epstein was the one that we were writing about in 2017 and 2018 before anybody was talking about him. And then a little bit later on, I think it was 2019 or something like that, maybe even 2020, people were starting to talk about Nygard and his trafficking exploits, right? But essentially here is that there was a lot of folks that said that he was in the child trafficking realm, and everything that we've currently seen from the cases that have come from him as opposed to the cases that have come with Epstein don't really show that anybody that would have been underage or otherwise would have been involved in the case. So just to say it out there, it's kind of a different situation, but it's a lot of the same. And it's really interesting to me to have seen a lot of YouTubers out there making content talking about how Peter Nygard was the other Jeffrey Epstein and all this other stuff, and he's going down, even though it's kind of a different situation almost entirely. But it was whatever. How's it going? Have to kill me first. Nice to see you with us. But, we got Peter Nygard, we got the Jeffrey Epstein crap all the way in front of our faces, and yet nothing is actually happening with any of that stuff, right? Oh, yes, nothing is ever happening with any of that stuff, and there's really not much that we can do with it. And if you got to question something here is that, I meant to talk about this earlier when we were talking about the election envelopes, but think about it in this way. Just like it's pretty easy for the Gateway Pundit to come out with articles like this that say election envelopes across the U.S. receive white powder voter envelope from Antifa that test positives for fentanyl. And you'll see it says, end elections now. Stop giving power to the right that they don't have. We are in charge now, and there is no need for them. Also, be aware your ballot drops are very susceptible to noxious chemicals like AMBL, and they're unsafe for the public. Just saying. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's attack the election. Sounds like a great idea, right? If you don't remember, I brought this up when the Antifa saga was happening, and I said, yes, they are against Trump, but don't think that they're with the Democrats because they are anti-government, anti-establishment entirety. It doesn't matter who the establishment was. The only reason they would have voted for a guy like Joe Biden is just, in fact, selfish enough to be as that they just wanted to get Trump out of fucking office, and that's actually what happened. So, if you think about it, these kinds of attacks that are being set up by alleged Antifa co-conspirators, because, as you know, it is not a loosely organized group, even though there are a bunch of loosely organized group, like they do have a massive purpose, and it is a national front that is currently utilizing two different areas of attack to destabilize United States politics. Namely, the first avenue of operation is the Holy War Avenue, where they have unwavering support for Palestine against the Israeli terrorists, as they were to call them. So, as you know, much earlier in life, a guy calling himself Albert Pike had actually put out what he thought would take for the world to be taken over, and he said that it would basically come down to a holy war between the Arabs and the Israelis. And that's kind of what we're going to be basically going with for the next 7 to 10 years. Even though it's already been going on for a lot longer, the only thing that we've really seen is an escalation. Now, if you think about that, since a lot of these Antifa types are going to be following this whole Palestine, satanic, gay agenda shit, whatever, you're going to have to start understanding is that they're not looking to get another Joe Biden in office, and they're not looking to get another Donald Trump in office. They're not looking to have anybody in office. They're looking for every way that they could destabilize the electoral system in a way or such that they're going to basically make it almost impossible. And that's why they put stuff out like this all the time. It doesn't matter where you live, if you're in a battleground state or not a battleground state. These people do not care about the rule of law, and they will do anything to basically screw it up. And it's always going to be a thing like, if they didn't catch me, did it really happen? Yeah, it happened. They just didn't catch you. So right now we're looking at an attack upon the nation where the Antifa horde can garner large support utilizing another cause, the Palestinian crisis, namely, and at the same time, they could utilize the support that they garner from the Palestinian causes to basically almost make it unknowable to any of the mainstream media. So, because they're still going to want to support these guys, right? Like, they supported them for very many years on top of everything that had happened, mostly peaceful protests, buildings on fire and shit. I mean, we just had these guys like trying to break into Grand Central Station, trying to, insurrect on the White House and whatnot. But because it wasn't an election day, I guess it didn't matter as much. I'm not exactly sure. But this is the kind of stuff that we're all going to be entrusted with over the next couple of months to actually take eyes on. Like, you're going to see a lot of these people congregating in areas. And when I say these people, you understand who I'm talking about. The folks that wear all black and seem to have some type of hidden agenda. Usually homeless or transient, a gypsy of some kind. And not like the old gypsies, I'm just saying they act or operate in the same sense. Like these guys would love to basically be able to set up Chaz's, Raz's, Blaz's, whatever you want to call it, autonomous regions with no police and stuff in all the different cities. And we need to look at how this could play out, because not only did the Antifa thing where they set up these autonomous zones create this space that allowed for nobody to do anything about it for so long, they've actually shown other people from other countries and other places that it would be a possibility for, I don't know, a bunch of immigrants and stuff like that, or a bunch of people that immigrated to the country to finally blow up and basically take a place for their own. And I mean, that's the future that you might be going out, like the United States could be losing whole cities, but obviously it's always going to start at the neighborhood. So think about this as you're moving along into your days, because they don't want elections, bro. They don't want to have to worry about anybody having any of this stuff like put into their face. They just want all of it to be off of the table, and they're going to be looking at what's happening overseas to basically strengthen any ideology that they're utilizing here, because they're going to focus everybody on the anti-Israel ideology while committing rather atrocious acts of violence or, subversion that unless they get caught for them, nothing's really going to happen to them. And it kind of fucking sucks, dude. And I mean, and all the while this is happening, you got to look into the next area, I guess, of attack. One thing that I've been looking at is earthquakes, man. Earthquakes, bro. Everybody's been talking about earthquakes for very many years, Dutchanese, a whole 9 yards, but I've been seeing a lot more of this coming up, like Iceland declares emerging over volcanic eruption concerns because they've all of a sudden had a lot of earthquakes, and now they're actually kind of worried because 3 days ago they had a swarm of earthquakes, thousands of earthquakes happening all at once, and now they're worried of a significant likelihood of yet another volcanic eruption. And if you aren't worried about that, you got to think, like, the world or the planet Earth, this little ball that we've been flying around on here in space for so long, this thing is becoming a lot more active. Like, we had activity in Mount Etna. There's been activity in the Mount St. Helens regions. There's been all kinds of increases of earthquakes in all the different areas all over the globe. And now there's a significant emergency happening in Iceland, in another spot that is colloquially been rather, I guess you would have to say, tame for the time being. So I don't know what the fuck is happening, but damn, son, the risk of a volcanic eruption remains high, and that's just going to be another thing, because you got to remember, climate change is the thing that they've been telling us, or trying to ram into our heads, that is going to basically kill us, right? But everybody should know that if a volcanic eruption happened, that blanks out the sky, and that basically creates a volcanic winter, does it not? Kind of like a nuclear winter, right? So we've already had all these other eruptions, and it's already been fucking up the climate oh so crazily. Just another eruption that is going to be spewing untold amounts of sediments and other bullshits and CFCs or whatever the fuck into the atmosphere is going to fuck it up that much more. And literally nothing we could do about it. Like, nothing scientifically other than going into the cold region that we've been going to for very many years. Because, yeah, obviously the Earth is generally always a very cold place, and it's only going to get colder. So be ready for it, I guess. I don't know, man. Like, another volcano goes off, more earthquakes happen. It's just been the same thing over and over and over again. And I mean, look at that, dude. That's all the eruptions that they had seen from that area. So it's like the whole entire area of the continent of Iceland. It's some crazy stuff, guys. Like, I don't know how we're supposed to, like, deal it out to you so that it's understandable in a way that people are going to want to hear it. But, like, this is definitely something that, I don't know, ain't going away over the next couple of days, dude. I think we're going to be having to worry about this shit. And, I mean, there you go, dude. Mount St. Helens, the location of the most destructive volcanic blast experienced in the last, I don't know, century. Yeah, that guy. The one that, like, knocked out a whole fucking shitload of shit. Yeah. Yep. That guy. 400 earthquakes within, signaling a recharge, but nothing of concern. Yeah, it's nothing of concern, right? Nothing of concern, but, more than 400 earthquakes have been detected beneath Mount St. Helens in recent months, and there are no signs of an imminent eruption. Oh, yeah, sure. No signs of an imminent eruption, but it is a sign that, yet again, another I don't know, volcano that has been relatively dormant is now recharging and basically on its way to another explosion. Kind of nice. How's it going, Sam Adams 73? It is going to be cold in Europe this winter. It's cold in Europe. It's going to be really hot and then really cold. Really hot, then really cold. And it's just going to be basically, it's going to keep getting really hot and really cold, but the cold is just going to be longer than the hot until during the day it's just cold and it's not going to be hot anymore. And we're all going to starve to death. But that's all right. There can't be anything worse happening in the world, right? If you didn't think there was, like, the signs that we're in a financial collapse are so straight up in front of your face that it's unbelievable. I went and bought groceries today at Grocery Outlet. I spent $55 on some potatoes, onions, cereal, eggs, and some meat. Not even a lot of meat. And you know what? The lady told me I saved $55 and my check was $56. And I was like, holy shit. So if I would have went to Sam's Club and purchased all of these things, it could have been $100 for this. That's crazy. I used to get that for $25. Easily. Very easily. And I'm going to the cheap food grocery outlet. So I stopped by Sam's Club and then I just started walking around and adding up the prices of shit. And shit you not, I would have spent like $90. $90 at least on all of this. Not a lot of food that I got. And I'm just like, holy shit, man. The world is fucked, bro. The world is fucked. And you know it's fucked because Moody's changed the outlook on the United States credit rating to negative. Yes, we went from stable to negative. Stable to negative. But yes, the outlook on the United States is in fact negative. And if you look at it, here's a little bit bigger understanding of what you should know. And what they were saying is on November 10th, the U.S. government tried to borrow $24 billion by selling a bunch of 30-year debt. It was a huge disaster. In order to get enough people to buy, the rate had to be dramatically increased. Even then, primary dealers had to buy 25% of the debt. The primary dealers are the buyers of the last resort who have to buy. China, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Russia, none of them are buying our debt. In fact, most of them are selling what they already have. With you buying, the U.S. government is borrowing more money than ever, $1.5 trillion in the past 4 months, and they announced that they're going to be borrowing another $1.5 trillion in the next 6 months. The U.S. government will have to offer higher and higher rates to attract lenders. Yeah. Look at those rates, bro. They're almost back to being basically the highest. Basically around the highest is that they already should have been. And, you know, Daniel McCoy, that's a lot. $300 is a lot. Yeah, Walmart wants you to pay 3 times the amount for your groceries that you used to pay, and they don't even want to provide you with somebody to check you out. You got to scan yourself out, and you got to pay 3 times as much. I thought fucking automation was supposed to make the world cheaper and shit, right? No! Yeah, no, it never works like that, right? And what are we supposed to do now? I mean, if the 30-year treasury yield is going to be this high within the next few years, how is it even going to be feasible for anybody to do? They're going to have to put it all the way up to like 8 to 10%. And nobody's still going to want to take it because ain't nobody going to be able to pay.
Add anything to that?
The actual credit rating of the U.S. remains the same, and
here's this thing for Bloomberg.
Rating, but it has downgraded the outlook. So I want to bring in Michael McKee, who, of course, is our go-to for all things economics and policy. Michael, this would be the last U.S. rating company that has kept the U.S. at AAA, correct?
That's correct. It was 2011 that S&P downgraded the U.S. during the budget problem that year, and then it was only a year ago that Fitch downgraded the U.S. Now, the question is, would Moody's doing it add anything to that? There's some question about whether it would matter all that much, in the sense that in some cases, portfolio managers wouldn't be allowed to own downgraded stocks, but downgrading to AA from AAA probably would not be a major issue. And then you go back to the 2011 experience. It had an immediate impact in the bond market that 2 days later was gone. So it's a black mark, but it probably doesn't mean a huge amount unless they actually do the downgrade, and then we'd have to see what effect it would have on bond yields.
So if the bond yields and shit start crashing, then we're going to be having such a problem, right? Well, we already have a huge inflation crisis going on in the United States, but could that possibly have anything to do with all the spending that we got going on? And it just makes me wonder, who's going to come and save us, bro? Who's going to be the guy that comes in and makes all this go away? Who's got the fucking power to change this government? And you know what? Shockingly, QAnon Shaman Jacob Chansley has filed paperwork to fill that role, as he's making his 2024 congressional bid. That's right. The QAnon Shaman himself is going to try to become a senator or congressperson in the great state, I believe, of Arizona. We'll have to take a look at it. But yes, Jacob Chansley is going to be basically running for Congress. So instead of having to insurrect himself into the Capitol, he can just walk in because he's a congressperson. But that's right, he's chose to run as a libertarian in Arizona's 8th congressional district, according to a submission from the Secretary of State's office. And the seat is currently held by Republican Debbie Lesko, who announced in October that she would not be rerunning for re-election, and her term ends in January of 2025. So yeah, I guess we got to save ourselves. We got to do a whole Jacob Chansley and get ourselves elected to Congress. I mean, if this guy actually wins in Arizona, which I honestly, be perfectly fucking honest, he's running as a libertarian. That's basically asking to not win. Like, on it, that is a huge mountain that you're gonna have to climb, Mr. Chansley. Like, if you would have went out as a Republican or something like that, I think you could have probably had a chance. But the fact that you're going out being a libertarian with all your weird fucking tattoos and shit, I just don't think that you're really gonna make it as far as you think you're gonna make it. But then again, fucking Uncle Fester or whatever got in there, and he can't even fucking talk. He doesn't even understand what you're saying. Who am I talking about? Fetterman, dude. Uncle Fetterman? Yeah. Jared Riggs, you make a very good point. It's probably definitely just for the donos. Almost 100% just for the donations. Ain't no possibility that this guy's gonna fucking win. But then again, I have been wrong before, just not often, whatever. Shit happens, bro. It happens. All I really know is that people were excited to have me talk about that. I just think that's crazy, dude. Like, this fucking guy's gonna run in Debbie Lesko. I wonder who he's gonna run up against. Whoever runs up against him is probably gonna fucking spank his ass. Unless he runs unopposed, but it's a congressional seat, so I just don't see that happening. So it's just going to be kind of interesting. And oh, look at that. CV agrees with you, J.R. Riggs. How interesting indeed. Interesting as deed. Oh, yes. We had the great day for all those great individuals that fought for our country that are definitely better than a piece of shit like me. Veterans Day. Yeah, that's right. Veterans. The greatest people on the world. Everyone else is just garbage to them. Is just garbage compared to them. That's why they have their own discounts and shit. Anyways, President Biden apparently was being mocked online over his Veterans Day appearance, where he appeared again very fucking confused at the ceremony, as he normally does. He just always be looking confused everywhere because he's a confused asshole man. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on, but you know what? People put him in there anyway because half the country just hated fucking Trump and they'd do anything to get him out of there. But yes, it looks like we're having some more issues at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier with good old Kamala Harris in tow. And yeah, more clips being posted of your boy Joe Biden having no fucking idea what to do. What are he doing? I don't know. He ain't doing shit. That's what he's not doing. He ain't doing shit. What do I do? Do I walk over here? Am I supposed to be here? Right here? Yeah. I mean, he's just kind of like, whatever. Crazy man. Gotta love him though, dude. Gotta love the representation that we're getting in here in the world today. For sure. Yeah, for sure. In other news, I thought it was kind of fucking hilarious because Ninja, popular streamer, is questioning another popular streamer, XQC's misleading $100 million kick contract. And yeah, he just feels that it's very, very misleading because, you know, a few days ago, we realized that this guy was like $2 billion in debt or something like that, or had staked at least $2 billion of shit on that stake.com website.
By Forbes, when Ninja signed with Mixer, Forbes said the
Fuck. God, I fucking hate Twitter's
was
video
reported by
shit.
Forbes. When Ninja signed with Mixer, Forbes said the multi-year contract there was worth between $20 and $30 million at 29 years old. Can you confirm or deny those allegations?
I won't say how much exactly, but you know, I was so curious where they got that number from. Like, you can just never trust anyone, dude. Even the XQC deal, like the $100 million deal, dude, it wasn't like 100 million cash. Like, and there's nothing wrong with this, by the way. Not throwing shit at my boy. I love my boy Felix. Wish nothing but the best for him and every streamer. But like,
you fucking hate him.
At least get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong. No, Ninja was like, I made more money. But yeah, you know, kind of a questioning thing. It makes me question it, right? But we saw the evidence the other day that, you know, they obviously gave him quite a bit of ducats in cash to put on stake.com and gamble with. And it seems like they basically own him based on how much that he's lost, right? Basically, however much that he's lost is going to be what he's lost. So I don't know how that is even going to work out for him, but I think it's pretty much crazy. Hey, oh, not yet maintaining enough. Oh no, something's going on over here. Well, Twitch seems to be all right. It's just YouTube right now that's buffering. What? Well, it says it's buffering right now. Why is YouTube buffering? I don't know. Frames dropped 25% over the last 2 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. I guess YouTube's broken or something like that. Twitch and everything else seems to be working all right, though. Yeah, Twitch seems to be working. Although nobody ever talks in the other chat, so I can't ever actually see him. Oh, great. Now we got people in the YouTube chat complaining like I can fix it. Or like it was my fault and I did something wrong. Gotta love those assholes. Cool. But yeah, it looks like it went offline. I don't know. Why is all the other ones working and this one's going all stupid? Must be a problem between Twitch and shit. I don't know. Whatever, though. What's this? The Hamas war. More patients die in a major Gaza hospital amid a fuel delivery dispute. Ah, yes. Damn it. More Palestinians Mourning dead relatives after Israeli airstrikes be going out there, killing a whole bunch of other people and shit. Oh, don't you just gotta love it? Yep. Stream's definitely not frozen. Yep. What exactly would you like me to do to fix it? I have nothing I can do, guys. Like, what exactly would you like me to do to fix it, dude? Oh, it's not working, Defango, and it's your fault. You have to fix it. What? I went live. You hit the button, you go live. You hope it works. You don't get fucked over. Yeah. Most people are like, oh, yeah, I'm just letting you know, man. Yeah, or you let me know, and the other person let me know, the other person let me know. So, yeah, thanks for letting me know about that problem that I have nothing that I could do to fix. Appreciate that. Love that shit. Love it. And it's even weirder when all the other ones are working just fine, but that one, it's not working. God. It's almost like it would have been better to not even say anything, or maybe you should have been watching on another stream. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, most people are lazy and they don't do that because, they ain't got time for that shit. Cool. All right. So what? Israel bombing more Palestinians? Dude, that's like fucking every day for like the last 30 fucking years, isn't it? Isn't it? I don't know. Whatever. In other news, massive industrial fire shuts down LA Freeway and Gavin Newsom declares a state of emergency. What the fuck? An industrial fire? Again? The busiest freeway in downtown Los Angeles, the I-10 near the 14th Street in Alameda, and there was a giant pallet yard that just went up in flames. Well, that looks no good, dude. That kind of looks shitty. That kind of looks shitty, man. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how anything's gonna get fixed with it. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of interesting to see that there's some shit that's still happening out here. But I don't know. I bet you it was some kind of arson or something like that, because there's no way that this is happening. I have no idea why you guys have been putting up all of this shit about any of this other stuff. Is it still working? Is it not working? Oh, yeah, it'd be really nice to have feedback from the chat, but you never get it. We just never get it. That's all right, though. I mean, that's just how it goes, man. All you gotta say is not restream, but fucking... What is this shit called? Streamlabs' multi-streaming shit sucks because it's always having issues maintaining consistency. It always having misuse with consistency. You want feedback, but then you insult us for letting you know what's happening. I insult you for letting you know what's happening because the way that you say it is stupid, because you don't say it in a constructive manner. Like, you could do things constructively in the right way, but you choose to continuously do it in the wrong way. So, it's like, what do you want from me? I don't know. It's like, it's your fault, Defango. Be like, yeah, it's my fault. I pay for the service so that the multi-streaming works, and it's not working. What would you like me to do? Do you know how to do live streaming? Have you attempted to do it before? Do you know all the intricacies about RTMP and having multiple frames and things connected? Because, my internet connection's fine. It's not showing me on any of the other platforms that it's going down. So obviously something was going on with Restream, but how am I supposed to fix something that I don't have access to? Can I just tell Restream to stop it? No, I have to literally stop the stream. It's the only way. And when I stop the stream, that means that I have to start a new stream. So it's like, but, why is it working on Rumble and all the other places? I don't know. Do I have all the fucking answers? No. Is this the best, worst show on the internet? Yes. Stop complaining. It's unbecoming of you people. Unbecoming. Anyways, the med bed. Self-healing at home with quantum energy. Holy shit, this sounds fucking stupid. You guys, do you think med beds are... You think med beds are real? No, they're not. Switzerland's viral suicide pod reincites conspiratorial claims of med beds. Elites have the ability to heal us, but won't. Huh. Interesting. A med bed? What can't they do? Yeah, I don't know why they were posting this in the fucking Discord or whatever, but apparently there's a conspiracy out there that be talking about bed beds and suicide pods or something like that. I'm not exactly sure why they were talking about all that shit in the Discord, but I just wanted to mention that, yes, I guess that is something that happens. Although I got no idea why it happens. But, yo, dude, look, it's Mike Rothschild, bro. Good old Mike Rothschild. It's the Rothschild, bro. Yeah, the Rothschild, bro. Whatever. In other more interesting news, the House, though it's the Congress or whatever, has shelved Marjorie Taylor Greene's resolution to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas on Monday. That's right. Looks like we ain't going to be impeaching that piece of shit that ain't doing his job, unfortunately. But yes, 8 Republicans joined the Democrats in supporting a motion to refer the impeachment resolution to the Homeland Security Committee, blocking it from coming to a floor for the vote and shielding lawmakers from having to weigh on the matter directly in a final vote that was 109 to 201. Those 8 Republicans were blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Oh, yeah. One thing to point out is that, I do watch other people's streams, and you know what? When their streams go out and shit, it's so weird. Like, their people don't complain or say stupid shit. They just wait for it to start working again because I guess they watch streams a lot and they understand so streaming works or something like that. Super fucking weird. I don't know why I always get the shit end of every deal, but I guess it's because I'm brown or something like that. I'm not allowed to have nice things, apparently. I just get all the mediocre crap. Oh, well. What's this? Supreme Court adopts modified ethics code after pressure from the Hill Dems. Uh-oh. There's a new code of ethics that they're going to have to follow in the Supreme Court? That's weird. I don't know what that's all about. For the most part, these rules and principles aren't new. The court has a long variety of equivalent to common law ethics rules, a body of rules that is derived from a variety of sources, including statutory provisions, the code that applies to other members of the federal judiciary, ethics advisory opinions, opinions issued by the Judicial Conference Committee on the Code of Ethics and Historical Preferences. The absence of a code, however, in the recent years has led to misunderstandings that the justices of the court, unlike the other jurists in this country, regard themselves as unrestricted by any ethics rules. To dispel the misunderstanding, we are issuing this code, which largely represents a codification of principles we have long regarded in governing our conduct. Oh, so basically they're saying is that they didn't really have rules. Like, they had some rules that they were like unwritten rules that everybody was following, but they just codified them. So like now everybody knows that they actually got some rules, so they stopped talking all that bullshit. It seems kind of interesting. Doesn't seem too big. But yes, they call the code a set of 5 cannons, including 2 new cannons that appeared to be in response to reports of travel arrangements for private trips taken by Justices Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas, paid by others, and the use of court staff for book promotion, referring to a recent report of the staff of Justice Sonia Sotomayor urged colleagues in libraries to buy her latest book. A justice should not have any substantial degree to use judicial chambers, resources, or staff to engage in activities that do not materially support official functions or other activities permitted under these canons. Nice. So I guess they just have to, like, do stuff. Yeah. I guess they just have to, like, do that stuff or whatever. I don't know, bro. Yeah, I don't have that Walmart internet. I have that. I stream like every couple of days and haven't changed anything, and restream. No, it's not Streamlabs. That's stuck because we're using their multi-streaming or whatever. My internet's strong as fuck and it works great. It's not like there's anybody here watching anyway for it to make it matter. It's like nobody even threw a buck up here. That's why we don't even call this show the Griftcast anymore. Is because we ain't even doing any grifting because y'all are greedy. It's all good though. At least we'll still come up here every now and again and do it. You know what I really need to do is pull up some shit like this YouTuber, the Completionist, dude. He's got a real good grift. The Completionist started the Open Hand Foundation and is now being accused of keeping all the charitable donations. Oh, right. More than $600,000 raised by a YouTuber claiming to be active in supporting research on dementia and a whole bunch of other stuff, claiming they gave money to a whole bunch of motherfuckers. And it's now, being shown that not only has he not given a fucking dime to anybody, none of the people that he's basically claimed that he's actually given anything to. He basically has a foundation where all the money just sits and it doesn't go anywhere. And this is according to Carl Jobst and Some Ordinary Gamers, that show the charity has raised $655,000 since its inception, but has donated none of it, despite recording tens of thousands of dollars in administrative expenses. Only 4 years of tax filings were available when IGN attempted to verify these details on the United States Revenue Service website, 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2020. When asked about it, they took a vigilant approach in selecting who'd received the money and have been evaluating potential beneficiaries who aligned with our vision since forming. While the Open Hand Foundation claims they've been operating since 2003, it was only registered as a nonprofit organization in 2014. Yeah, that's crazy. Prior our official registration as a foundation, we donated body parts for research and made financial contributions to an institution that, in our view, made insufficient progress in the fight against these debilitating conditions. This prior experience taught us the importance of careful consideration in our partnerships and the reason why we continue to search for our proper partner and recipients of the donations. Oh, nice, dude. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Oh, and thanks to no one here yet for that $2 donation. Look, somebody sent us some money or whatever. Yay! The stream actually is worth it. All right. But yes, what they've basically showed is that since the guy's been taking money, he has never spent a single cent of it on anything whatsoever and has actually fucking claimed that he has actually done so. So yes, the Open Hand Foundation is claiming a whole lot of shit. Thanks for the $2 there, no one here. Yeah, we appreciate that. So what does it say here? The Open Hand Foundation is therefore claiming it hasn't donated any of these raised funds because it has spent the past 9 years searching for a worthy partner to receive that money. This comes despite the Completionist claims during Indie Land streams that it had actively supported charities and For example, is one of the main funding support partners of the University of California, San Francisco. I'm sure he's probably paying his tuition or some shit. It's part of a larger response to Carl George. Jacqueline Klee denied any wrongdoing. While we understand the necessity of due diligence and charitable arrangements, the insinuation of wrongdoing on the part of Open Hand Foundation is both unwarranted and unfounded, he claims. We conduct our operations within the legal, ethical standards, and any implications on the contrary are baseless. Our foundation has always acted in good faith, and we take suggestion of impropriety very seriously, and we will be investigating the shit out of ourselves. But yes, I knew the money was sitting there at a certain point, and that's why we proactively go about it. The speaker allegedly, the completionist, said, I was made aware in 2021 that the money hadn't moved, and that's what made me go, that's not fucking cool. And that's why we got personally more involved to move it, not in 2021, last year, 2022. I assumed that it was all going to charity, and I assumed incorrectly. Despite this, the completionist again said in 2023 on stream that the Open Hand Foundation was contributing to various organizations, which is after Carl Jobs and some Derry Gayers allege he knew otherwise. And so far, they've reached out to the University of California, San Francisco, and the Alzheimer's Association for a comment, but no comment has been received, and no money has been shown to have been moved. So it basically looks like this YouTuber has been basically raising money for charities and not doing absolutely anything with it other than taking administrative fees from it so that he could do whatever it is he could do. If you think about that, though, that's how it goes, dude. That's how it goes. And I mean, it's kind of like hilarious to think that this is exactly what would have been done by somebody, but you know, like, it's one of the easiest grifts to set up to get yourself some popularity. And I mean, his over 1 million subscribers, 1.63 million subscribers probably were subscribing to it because he literally was saying that he was such a good guy. They're donating money for research, but it all comes out to be complete horseshit. So, okay, maybe you figured out in 2020 nothing was happening with the money, but as of right now, y'all aren't even filing your IRS reports, and nobody has any fucking idea if anybody has been paid whatsoever in this entire situation. It just goes to show you that these fucking guys get you every single time, and you always just let it happen, bro. You always just let it happen. Whatever. In other news, have you been super excited to go to Las Vegas for the Formula One race? Well, it looks like Formula One might have placed the wrong bet on Las Vegas because it seems to have alienated both its wealthiest fan and its middle class fans. And yeah, things are just not going good in Las Vegas. People were expecting hotels to be completely booked out, solid, and all this other crap. And I mean, they were trying to block windows in different areas to stop people from being able to watch the race for quote unquote free. And it seems to have all completely blown up in their face because literally you could go right now online and search hotels in Las Vegas and you could see you could get yourself a hotel room for $25 on Formula One race weekend. Yeah. It's like that, though. But literally, they kind of fucked themselves, dude. They said, Formula One has somehow created an event that has enraged all of its target demographics. Formula One's profile is growing in America, but it's still not a spend of $1 million on a swanky hotel to go to a race big. Nor is it so big that an average race fan was willing to shell out $25,000 for the cheapest 3-day Grandstand seat. Even the cheapest option of $500 general admission tickets features no views of the track itself. Instead, you have to hang out with a bunch of other F1 fans at a convention center and watch the race on a TV. Yes, Formula One is popular, but unfortunately, it's not that fucking popular. And it's funny as fuck to think about that They were literally trying to get some of these hotels to pay them thousands of dollars for every person that was going to be in their hotel if they were even able to view or see something happening over here. And it's kind of like hilarious now because I went on myself and looked up at the hotels and literally, I mean, it's like super cheap hotel prices. Like it's cheaper than... Like when there's a convention in town, it's like 5 times as much. And this weekend, it's like, it's cheap. It's cheap as hell. So, might be a good time to go to the Formula One races. I don't know. You might want to go check it out. I might want to go check it out. It is what it is. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Israel bombing hospitals again. Fucking bastards. What? New Speaker of the House Mike Johnson reveals he's endorsing Donald Trump for president.
Biden, it looks like the candidate in 2024. When you were named Speaker, a lot of people said, "Oh, Trump ally, big Trump guy, big Trump ally." But you, as far as I know, you have not endorsed the former president yet for 2024, and this is. Everybody's watching this show right now. If you're going to do that, this would be a great time to do it, Mr. Speaker. You ready?
I have done it. Yeah, I have. I have endorsed him wholeheartedly. Look, I was one of the closest allies that President Trump had in Congress. He had a phenomenal first term. Those first 2 years, as you all know, we brought about the greatest economic numbers in the history of the world, not just the country, because his policies worked. And I'm all in for President Trump. I think I expect he'll be our nominee. Yeah. And he's going to win it, and we have to make Biden a one-term president. We have to do that.
Damn. Well, I guess Mike Johnson's kind of nice, dude. He supported Donald Trump. He just became the Speaker of the House, and he said it. Yeah, we got to make Joseph Biden a one-term president. Yeah. We should have made him a no-term president, but half the country's fucking dipshits. So, you know. What can you do? I don't know. I don't know what you could do. All I know is that some of these people are ass. Whatever. And some more, I guess, successful news in border. The Texas House is passing a bill that authorized officers to arrest migrants. One of the strictest immigration proposals in the U.S. SB 4 passes fourth round of legislative sessions. And it looks like it's going to be moving on. And it's called the most controversial and strictest immigration law in the country and will have major implications for migrants across the state. And it might also trigger lawsuits and an international dispute with Mexico. But the bill now heads to Greg Abbott's desk to be signed into law. And, well, he's probably going to most likely do it. Yes. Some people are calling SB 4 racist, but... it's not all right to be racist. I will stop pulling the race card when you stop being a racist, she says. Some lady says, at least. Yolanda, a Democrat. Somebody named Yolanda can just shut the fuck up, honestly. But yes, it creates 2 new state crimes for migrants who enter or re-enter into the state illegally from another country, punishable with up to 2 years in prison. That's right. 2 years in prison. So yeah, it actually makes it so there's something that happens to them. If they want to come into the United States illegally so bad, well, you know what? Let them hang out there for 2 years, right? The most controversial aspects of the bill would authorize local and state law enforcement officials to arrest migrants they suspect unlawfully crossed into Texas. It also allows judges the option to order some migrants to return to the country they illegally crossed from instead of pursuing prosecution. Officers and state agencies would be cleared to transport them to any ports of entry to make sure they comply. If a migrant refuses to comply with an order to return, they will be charged with a second-degree felony and face up to 20 years in prison. Damn, that's crazy. SB 4 has sparked fears amongst immigration rights advocates that the bill would lead to widespread racial profiling and the circumvention of protections asylum seekers have under the constitutional law and international obligation. And the bill does not provide any funding or requirement to train officers on immigration law, despite the fact that it would authorize them to quickly make decisions about a person's immigration status. Yes. So sounds like Texas is actually doing some pretty interesting shit here. If you think about it, they're worried about the racial implications of this situation, but there shouldn't really be any constitutional law or international obligations for asylum seeker, because if you were in fact an asylum seeker, you would be petitioning for asylum, which would make you not an illegal immigrant crossing into the country illegally, now wouldn't it? Yeah, it wouldn't. So if you were just some rando Mexicano that just comes over the border or whatever, for whatever reason, you couldn't just later claim asylum for X, Y, or Z and get out of that. And that's something that's been a major problem at all of the ports, whether it's in Arizona or Texas or whatever the fuck, where people have always been trying to utilize asylum seeker protections to basically get around what is in fact should be happening in the world today. It looks like my thing started screwing up again. So I guess we're probably going to have to kill it. We'll talk about the last story for the day, as though Fulton County DA says Trump trial could go into 2025, and apparently a leak of some video testimony was very disappointing. That's right, Fulton County DA Fannie Willis Badass is just very disappointed. She's disappointed. I am disappointed, and this case is probably going to go to 2025 because we're trying to make sure that Donald Trump can't be elected, but we're so bad at our job that we've already lost half of our case, and we're not doing a good job in the rest of it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. So, I guess that's pretty much it for today. We ain't really got anything else for you guys to talk about, and our shit is buffering again or whatever. We're going to have to look at different options because this restream shit, or sorry, not restream, Streamlabs shit is not working good whatsoever. It always be buffering and having problems, but I could do the same stream with restream and it'd be just fine. So it is what it is. But either way, thanks for being here with us. We'll see you guys again tomorrow and the day after that and after that, whatever. We're going to be really on the table and on the cup for this one. But outside of that, thanks for being here. And we'll see you guys again on the next one. Adios.